Well, Lamont, tell us about the shot. How do you feel when you made that shot?
It felt great. It was just an amazing time. It was a great game.
Lamont, you told me about something very special when we first met in 2018. After that shot, your family was contacted by a Wisconsin Rapids family.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that.
Well, they had contacted us wanting an autograph. And I sent them an autograph from the newspaper. And from that, we moved on to they wanted my parents and I to come and visit in the Rapids.
Lamont, you spent a good amount of time with these Beloit students, helping them through their learning process. What did you tell them?
Well, I tried to tell them the importance of getting education. Make sure that they get a good education, be involved in the community, and service.
Okay. Well, you see these young people here today. What do you think about them? What's in their future, Lamont?
I think it's a great future. As long as they stay involved, continue to communicate with each other, and set goals, they'll be great.
Well, Representative Onstead, do you have any general thoughts after hearing the Beloit students and knowing that you have a group of Kenosha students joining you here?
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks for the invitation today, Jeff. And yeah, I think it was pretty impressive presentation by Beloit today, and I had the opportunity to ride up with the 5 students from Kenosha, and they were kind of nappy on the way up. It was pretty early in the morning, but I think that they're going to be pretty enthusiastic going back. I really see this personally. I see this as an opportunity for some of these students to perhaps be ambassadors for the Kenosha Innovation Neighborhood Project, but certainly I've got had the opportunity to meet with some of them personally today about advancing some of their personal things going forward in terms of whether or not they should get into college, whether or not they should get into trades. So I think it's just a great opportunity to meet some young people.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kathleen, is this what you expected? What are your thoughts, and then what kind of messages are you going to take back to the mayor?
Well, first of all, thank you, Jeff, on behalf of the mayor. This is a wonderful opportunity for our young people, the 5 young people that we brought with us today. And it was certainly inspirational and motivating for them. First of all, because a lot of those kids, what the kids from Beloit said resonated with them. They come from similar neighborhoods in Kenosha, and so they certainly were able to relate to what was being said. But I also am inspired that these young people go back and actually become a part of the change they want to see within Kenosha. And I want to thank Lambeau, the Packers, yourself, Mr. Murphy, for this great opportunity. And we're hoping to be able to bring and let our Kenosha students be the next group to say, let them their youth voice from Kenosha's perspective, especially since we had dealt with the civil unrest. So I think our young people have a lot to say, and certainly taking a good model such as what Beloit has done. So we look forward to representing Kenosha and, hearing another perspective from our youth.
We'll be here waiting for you.
We're ready.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Easy peasy. Tell me when you're going. Well, Dr. Fisher, any general thoughts after hearing the Beloit pitch and what it might mean for you and your students at Wisconsin Lutheran?
I think it really emphasizes why we need to get students together so they can talk to one another and hear each other's stories. And in that sense, I think it's a really powerful catalyst for beginning more change where students can interact, and you can just see how much the students from Beloit have learned by studying and dialoguing with one another. And I think they should be really proud of themselves.
Any thoughts about Wisconsin Lutheran and the things that you're doing and whether they might connect with some of the things that you heard here?
I think many of our students share some of the experiences that the students from Beloit expressed and gave voice to. So I want to see that we have more opportunities for our students to have the forum in which they can express their own youth voice.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, tell me when you're rolling. Art Cerna, any particular reaction to what you heard today, especially as it might apply to Milwaukee youths and youths of the near west side?
Well, I want to thank you first, Jeff, and WAGET for what you're doing and creating a platform for student voice. So I think that the deepest thing to me, there was one young lady that spoke about we and my family, we love this country, why doesn't this country love us back? That was so powerful. It stuck with me. So I think about Milwaukee in terms of the cry of our young people, in terms of the city and their future. And one thing that was crossing as they were doing their presentation was this concept of relationships move at the speed of trust, as it is said, right? But social change moves at the speed of relationships. And creating platforms and spaces like this one to form relationships, not just across young people, but I think with different age groups, leaders. You had the CEO of the Packers here sharing his story, right? And those connection points between young people and adults, I think for Milwaukee are going to be so incredibly important for rebuilding of that city. And I believe Milwaukee is so important to the future of Wisconsin. So I'm inspired by what you did here, and I'm thinking about how can we contribute at City on a Hill and our partners on the Near West Side to making this similar shout resound out of Milwaukee for the future of the state. So thank you.
General thoughts about what you heard today, especially from the youths.
Oh my goodness, what a great opportunity. The kids were really enthused and engaged and excited about Bridge and Build. I think they really realized the importance of equity, diversity, and inclusion, and being able to get along with other people to get things accomplished. I think being here at Lambeau Field really put the icing on the cake, as well, no pun intended. But I think the kids just really enjoyed the facility. And one of the things that one of the students mentioned to me that I thought was just really profound, where he talked about, the Lambeau Field being a corporation, but how many organizations are a corporation, but Lambeau Field is owned by the people. And he talked about what that meant to him. And being able to work with a diverse group of people to have something as nice as this that really is reflective of the people within this state, and it's really making a difference. So he said he was going to take that along with him and replicate that within the community, within Bridge and Build, and we'll see the impact here throughout the state in the years to come.
Thank you.